peoples from different cultures act differently. Everybody knows it. But we also know that individuals can change. So, is there actually something deep and permanent baked into an ethnic group's character? And is that stuff real? Or is it just prejudice dressed up as observation?
It is indeed bold to try to pin down the characteristic traits of entire ethnic groups, but it does seem possible to identify something distinctive about an ethnic group taken as a whole, something that has been shaped over a long time by climate, history, and other forces, until it has become a deeply ingrained part of who they are. When identifying these traits, we should not base them on contingent factors like religion, since those are products of circumstance rather than deep formation. Instead, we need to identify the hereditary peculiarity, what has stayed consistent in a people's character across all its historical variations. What we are really after is what is distinctive about the mind of an entire people. A characteristic trait, in this sense, means the actual measurable difference in terms of talents and cast of mind, and so we should only draw on what has held true across millennia.
Sure, but aren't you just theorizing in the abstract here? Do you actually have any concrete evidence of this kind of deep, consistent difference showing up in a real people at a specific point in history?
Let me start with the peoples in the Far East, but the caveat here is that our encounter with them is pretty much limited to their elites, represented by their diplomats, high officials, and international traders. So if we compare the characteristics of the 18th century Far Eastern elites with the characteristics of their European counterparts, we find a fundamental difference between them, one that has stayed constant across all the different governments and historical changes those peoples have gone through. What we might call deep mind requires, at its core, the ability to act in accordance with abstract concepts and principles. A comparatively high proportion of the elites of the 18th century Far East are simply not capable of forming judgments based on abstract concepts. There is a huge difference between judging something by how it looks and feels, its immediate sensory appearance, and judging it by abstract concepts. In the 18th century, comparatively few Far Eastern elites can explain any single property of morality or justice through abstract concepts. Instead, for almost all of them, morality boils down to other people's opinions and saving face. In terms of surface behavior, this difference can look pretty small, but it shows up powerfully in actual conduct and its real-world consequences.
But isn't this just an abstract philosophical distinction that makes no real practical difference? I mean, does it actually show up in anything concrete and observable, like the artistic or literary culture they produce?
A person who can only understand something through appearances and direct sensory experience is simply not equipped for what abstract thinking requires. That means they are not capable of pure philosophy or mathematics, or arriving at insight through abstract concepts alone. So while 18th century Chinese paintings do display real sensory beauty, pleasing colors, intricate patterns, fine craftsmanship, they lack the organizing idea of the whole and artistic depth. The best arts from 18th century China are skilled manual exercises, things that require patience, dexterity, and imitation, rather than works that flow from organizing concepts and abstract ideas. When it comes to music, Far Easterners of the 18th century completely miss the beauty of it. They don't grasp at all that there is something beautiful happening when many instruments play together harmoniously in different tones, each contributing to a larger unified effect. They hear it as confusion because they can't grasp the concept of a theme that runs through and dominates a piece of music. There is no sublimity, order, proportion, delicacy, fineness, or artistic depth to speak of, and all of these things are, at their core, abstractions. True beauty lies in the agreement between perception and an abstract concept, and this is precisely what these peoples lack.
But doesn't this limitation only show up in culture? As far as their moral and social lives are concerned, couldn't they still have a perfectly functional sense of honor and decency without needing to think in abstract concepts?
True intrinsic honor is one of those abstract concepts they simply cannot grasp. They actually know nothing about it at all, because there is a world of difference between genuinely loving and wanting intrinsic honor and simply putting on a show of pride and status. Love of intrinsic honor is grounded in a concept that points towards something higher. The person who loves intrinsic honor seeks it in being upright, generous, and kind, in being a good person. That kind of honor is built on an abstract idea of what a person ought to be. For a comparatively high proportion of the 18th century Chinese elite, however, honor is entirely about appearance and perception, about how you're seen, not what you actually are. So most of them chase honor through power, authority, high social class, and the kinds of vanities that end up in odd and extravagant displays. Most of them are not after artistic depth, but ostentation, abundance, and the show of wealth. If a lot of money has been spent on something and a lot of gold is on display, most of them count that as beautiful and honorable, but few make any effort to be respected for their character. Similarly, genuine love for fellow countrymen is rare among them. They are otherwise kind-hearted people in their personal dealings, but few actually bother to take care of their countrymen in any broader sense, because most of them simply don't see why they should or what they owe to their fellow human beings. Therefore, few ministers actually care about the welfare of the whole country, and when one does, it's usually out of obedience to the king, who himself is acting from self-interest. Deep, principled loyalty is therefore hard to find, and few take any pride in being loyal to their countrymen as such.
But surely, this is just a political and social failing. Doesn't it at least leave open the possibility that their intellectual and literary culture could still be sophisticated and worth learning from?
Their scholars, too, are barely capable of arriving at any concept of divinity in their writings, a divinity grounded in reason rather than image and ceremony. Their books are mostly flowery words. Their style is rambling, picturesque, and ornamental, prioritizing vivid imagery and elaborate decoration over logical structure and conceptual precision. This is why we should absolutely not try to improve our own style by making it more picturesque, as some have wanted to do, because in doing so, we destroy everything and wipe out true knowledge, replacing it with allegorical images that merely suggest rather than establish anything. True knowledge consists in understanding through rational thoughts, which is the great merit of 18th century Europeans. It is true that concepts become richer when they're made accessible to the senses, but not when allegorical images are simply substituted for them altogether.